Sporting CP 0, Arsenal 1 in the first leg of the quarterfinals of the Champions League. Kai Havertz, last minute dagger from lovely play from Martinelli. And for me, a very mature performance from Arsenal away from home against tough opposition that haven't lost at home in the Champions League or at home in any competition since August last year. And after Arsenal have had a couple of annoying games, annoying performances defensively and offensively against City and then Southampton, we were looking for a response, and maybe it wasn't a response from an entertainment standpoint, but in terms of a solidity, intention, intensity, and quality standpoint, I think Arsenal showed a bit more in terms of just how we defended, how we tried to play football through the Sporting team. Obviously, they did play in a very nice, stable block, and it was a chess match game. Arsenal still tried to create chances and make openings. Mikel made subs at the right time and the right type of subs, and in the end, those subs helped us win the game and take a good advantage into that next leg. Feel like we have 1 foot in semi-final, and then obviously going to that Bournemouth game, which I talked about, with a bit of momentum, positive feeling, and the opportunity to obviously go 12 points clear of City before they play Chelsea, man. So all in all, a very positive night. Maybe it wasn't the most entertaining night, but I don't think entertainment and good or entertainment and quality have to be mutually exclusive. I think sometimes Arsenal, I was talking about this in my preview, talked about this with Gunnerstreet off air. Like, sometimes you just have to be professional. When you go away from home, you saw in the last round that Arsenal can draw, and we played bad against Leverkusen, probably one of our worst performances this season, and we got a draw, and then we came back to the Emirates and comfortably handled business. We've seen Liverpool even lose, away at Galatasaray, and come up to the Anfield and, smoke Galatasaray at home. Obviously, Arsenal are not an attacking team like Liverpool, or play as an attacking brand of football as Liverpool, but you want to be in a good situation, and to go away from home, get a clean sheet against a team that has been scoring many goals this season, have not lost at home. You quiet them down. Yes, they had a couple of, 2 or 3 good moments where I had to make a couple of saves, but outside of that, I think Arsenal were probably warranted for the win of the night and deserved it. And in the end, a bit of quality from Martinelli, superb quality from Martinelli, getting the ball out wide, dropping the shoulder, then going past the other man. I think it's the touch that he takes past the guy that, allows him to beat him, then gets his head up, plays a lovely, delightful ball, and some great movement from Kai Havertz, something that we know that he's known for. Obviously, Mikel brought him on, brought Martinelli on, brought Diamond on in the second half. I think that was the subs that he made, and it was enough to give Arsenal the game. It wasn't some mad entertaining game. Like, for a neutral, they probably would have been bored out of their head. They probably should have watched that Real Madrid Bayern game, which I heard was a good game too, on to Bayern, obviously. So both away teams winning. But I think for Arsenal, that's not our concern. Like, we don't need to be going to Sport and leaving ourselves open and susceptible to constant counters. And Sporting's a good team. They kept the ball very well. They got decent players. They had a couple of chances. Diomande playing, and I can't remember the other centre-back, playing some delightful through ball. Diomande, that outside of football that he played, I think it's to Araujo, that obviously Raya made the save onto the crossbar. That pass, I think that it was years ago that I wanted us to sign Diomande when he first signed for Sporting as like a Saliba depth, and obviously you can see big, strong, tall, quality on the ball. But moving on from that, they had a couple of openings from there, trying to catch Arsenal, some good movement, which obviously I liked what they were doing. But outside of that, I don't think they really threatened us. Raya made a good save in the first half, and then obviously Raya made a very important save from a header in the second half, and then a double save in the second half as well. Obviously, he was my man of the match. Not like he made outstanding saves, but I think his saves kept Arsenal in the game. So much so that you saw at the end one piece of quality for the one moment of quality from Arsenal in the attack and in the game came in the last moments, and that's what won us the game. Against City, against Southampton, obviously against City you can blame more Kepa. Southampton, not necessarily, but if you have a keeper like that who makes saves that he shouldn't constantly, it keeps you in the game, and maybe Arsenal then go on, build up a bit of momentum, and then could go on and win the game or get a winner. It's all if, buts and maybes, but it shows the quality that we have, and I think Raya is operating at a world-class level. I think he's been a world-class keeper for the last 2-3 years. You can name maybe 2-3 keepers better than him. Your Alisson's, Courtois, Neuer, if you want to still put him in there. Outside of that, I don't really see much in the world better than Raya. On the ball, off the ball, commanding his box in every single facet, and obviously the fact that he's been playing at the top level for the last couple of years. Big credit to our keeper, man. When he's in goal, I'm so comfortable, so safe. Whether the ball's at his feet, whether someone's crossing the ball in, whether someone's about to take a shot, like I can trust that he's gonna make like the header. Don't get it twisted. The header was like a snapshot, and he made a good save. And then the one where he's on the ground already made a save and made another save to block off the guy. I think it was Suarez getting a clean shot. Shout out to him, man. I think Gabriel and Saliba was solid today from a defensive standpoint. I think Calafiori was also positive. I think Rice was a monster today. I think we showed how much we missed Rice in the last couple of games and why that rest is needed for him to play the way he did, because he was all over the pitch, cleaning up, constantly cleaning up, constantly breaking lines as well, trying to pass that ball through to Odegaard between the lines and get us forward. Shout out to him. I think, what's it called? Madueke in the first half was probably our best player, and probably at moments in the second half, trying to constantly take on his man, battling, winning us free kicks, getting to the byline, putting balls into the box, had a cross from a corner that hit the crossbar. Yeah, so it was positive. Obviously, no real fan of third impact. Obviously, Max came on. The player, they were fouling him constantly. You can still see his quality and his ability to play at this level. But I think, obviously, Kai Havertz and Martinelli coming on and making a difference, obviously, in the game is positive. And obviously, it was nice to see Trossard back. I think he was positive in the game, but I think, obviously, he pulled up with a little calf, kind of probably a bit of fatigue, I'm hoping for. And obviously, he's okay for Saturday against Bournemouth. Early kickoff that game, but we've got one foot into the semi-final, and I would expect Arsenal to go next week and handle business at home with a 1-0 advantage. Sporting, I think, will still come out, try and play that. They don't have anything to lose. Obviously, would that mean that Arsenal should have more space? And obviously, maybe with the likes of Saka back and, Eze a week closer, Odegaard another game into his legs after the Bournemouth game, getting a bit sharper, can Arsenal kind of dispatch of Sporting well, and then see who do we get in the semi-finals. Not getting ahead of myself, but I want Arsenal to make the semi-finals. We haven't ever made back-to-back semi-finals in our history. So this will be the first time, and hopefully we can learn from last year's semi-final against PSG and win, whether that's Barca or Atletico, which won't be easy, man. But I'm happy. All I said is get a win, kind of wash the taste of the FA Cup loss, and get into that Bournemouth game with some momentum. Not no like back-to-back losses and the pressure externally and outside and then internally from us fans, and then we can put all that eyes onto the Premier League, which is the bread and butter. Knock that game out, put that pressure onto City, and hopefully win that game. Win against Sporting, go through to the semi-finals, and then go into that City game next week, Sunday, with some momentum and focus to want to potentially secure the title at the Etihad, man. So I'm happy, man. Shout out to Havertz for that dagger, Martinelli and David Raya. Shout out to Mikel Arteta for making the subs, and also just having a professional performance. Bish bash bosh. Doesn't have to be entertaining, but it's knockout football. You get the job done and you move on to the next round, man. So comment down below, guys. What do you think about the game? Are you feeling as positive as I am from the game, off the back of the game, heading into the Bournemouth game and the second leg? And make sure you hit the subscribe button, make sure you smash the like button, and make sure you tune in to see all my content. Catch you guys in the next video. Peace.